going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Action Sunday. And as promised, well, unfortunately, as you know, I wanted to try to find Uncommon Valor, which, of course, for some odd reasons, it's temporarily unavailable to me. But I've decided to move on, and for the next week or two, I'm going to look at a pair of copycat movies. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, what are copycat movies? Okay, to put it in a layman's terms, they're essentially it's two movies that have a same similar premise that are released almost around the same time from one another, like within a couple months or maybe a year from one another. That's what they are. So a prime example would be Deep Impact and Armageddon. But of course, those are more like sci-fi, drama, space, Armageddon kind of scenario kind of things. Another copycat movie would be, of course, the Hercules movies that came out in 2014. No, Legend of Hercules and Hercules with the one with the Rock, one doesn't. And then, of course, they have these two, which is White House Down and Olympus Has Fallen. Both of them were released literally within 2 months from each other, and this was over a decade ago. And I have actually had the privilege of seeing one of these in theaters. The other, not so much, because I felt like, wait a minute, didn't I just see something like this in theaters? But yeah. So today I'm going to look at the first one because I've decided in the sense of Action Sunday, I decided why not let's lump Olympus Has Fallen with a London Has Fallen. So I'm going to save that as a double feature for next week. So let's focus on White House Down. This again was released in 2013. Both these movies, I'm going to explain the premise, okay? Because they both have the same thing. It's essentially a terrorist attack on the White House. So essentially it becomes like a Die Hard scenario. But there are some definitely glaring differences that I have noticed in the terms of the characters, the setting, and what exactly happens in the movie. In White House Down, the terror attack not only does it attack the White House, but also destroys the Capitol building. Now, for all you J6er conspiracy theorists, hold your breath. This has nothing to do with that, okay? Okay, that thing, again, I don't want to get into believe it or not believe it, okay? No one is at fault. Someone's exonerated. Shut the fuck up. But what happens in this movie is this was a played out, coordinated attack, whereas J6 was not. All right, plain and simple. But with this, it's the attack is carried out, and like the amount of collateral damage that happens just makes you just go, holy shit. I'm like, wow. Imagine everyone's tax dollars going to all that in the aftermath. Jesus Christ, to remodel to not just the Capitol building, but the entire White House, even down to the Rose Garden. That's how much collateral damage. And I was like, Jesus Christ. But it's a crazy nightmare scenario that I hope that never happens, which it won't happen because this is Hollywood. But anyway, back to the premise. So what happens is the attack is carried out, and our hero in this movie is a DC cop named John Cale, I believe. He's played by Channing Tatum. And what happens is he has to be in the right place at the right time. So again, there's your Die Hard scenario. Like, he was a chaperone on a trip for his daughter. The attack happens. Somehow they get separated. A lot of shit goes down. So he essentially becomes the John McClane of this movie. But then, of course, here's the argument differences between the villains of these movies, okay? In Olympus Has Fallen, it's a Korean terrorist cell or something like that. Here, it's actually nationalists, well, like a bunch of ours that are mercenaries, essentially are trying to get purpose back. They're trying to get money for, paying back for their fallen friends, kind of thing. So it's in other words, it's essentially the plot of The Rock with Sean Connery at the same time. And of course, the real leader is a White House cabinet member played by, of all people, James Woods. Now, I love James Woods. Okay, I loved him in The Hard Way, which I reviewed a long time ago on this channel. And also, I liked him when he was the star of the show Shark, if you guys remember that show. And also, here's an interesting thing. This is like a complete polar opposite character for him, because he's a conservative icon. And now, okay, I don't care what side you like. He's a conservative icon in real life, but he plays a complete polar opposite of what he is in this movie. So that's dedication to craft. And like, holy shit, like his character takes it in strides. And like you're just waiting for this character to get his just desserts for the movie is done. And sure enough, he does, but it's kind of anticlimactic. I don't want to give too much away. But the rest of the movie essentially does feel like Die Hard. Like, there's a henchman that's out for blood. They're played by John Clark, a.k.a. the John Connor in Terminator Genesis. Yeah, crazy to think about that. But man, there's a lot of star powers in this movie outside of Channing Tatum and that. And then of course you have Jamie Foxx, who plays the president of the United States, which of course, again, this movie came out obviously during Barack Obama's time in the White House. But of course, here's the thing: I'm like that Manchurian loser. Jamie Foxx's character, I kind of actually liked. All right, so yeah, okay. I'm sorry if I'm gonna piss off people, but that's my opinion. But yeah, but as for the relationship between our two heroes, which is Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx's characters, they're not buddy like in When Olympus Has Fallen. Here, it's more of like right place at the right time. And he's like who are you? Well, hey, I should help you. And sure enough, like him being a good Samaritan, good citizen, and a good DC cop, like he actually helps the president out even through the darkest times, even when he's almost on his deathbed. Because at one point he gets shot, and I'm like, oh my God, really? Are you trying to give me a heart attack? Really? Because come on. We all get PTSD from thinking of JFK and freaking Lincoln, and you're gonna do this? Jesus Christ! Don't scare us up like that movie. But then, of course, goes to another nightmare scenario. The insurgents, though, the mercenaries, whatever you call them, they actually launch rockets and take out Air Force One carrying the vice president. So essentially, it's like, oh, goody. Now we got another nightmare scenario. Now, at the back of my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. Where's the designated survivor clause going on in this movie? But, of course, again, that's something they kind of axed and put off to the side. And, of course, they were essentially doing the same chain of command. We'll do it just like we're doing in real life scenario. If the president is gone in some crazy fashion, the next point of power would be the vice president. But if the vice president is out, it goes to the Speaker of the House. And of course, that is another crazy ball of yarn that also happens, which I kind of like in this movie, which kind of gives you a little bit of whiplash. Now, that's the thing that I was like, okay, slow down, movie. You gotta give it time to breathe and give me time to catch up. But I mean, the action is there, but when it comes to the actual story, you're like, hold up, what exactly is going on? It's calm, then it's like 100 miles in a minute as soon as after the attack happens, and you're just waiting for a moment of clarity, and there's still shit going on. It's like, okay, you think it's done. Oh, another bomb goes off, or someone gets shot. Now you're like, what the fuck's going on? And you're just scratching your head, kind of thing. So yeah, that's my problem with White House Down. It's like the action just keeps going nonstop, but at one point I'm trying to figure out, oh, dude, slow down. Give it time. Give the story time to breathe. Give us time to see what's going on with these characters, which they do. But I really wish they could have given us more time to understand and fall in love with these characters. But I do like the relationship that essentially established by the end of the movie between Channing Tatum's character and Jamie Foxx's character, and then of course all that just makes you say, okay, yay, the threat's been extinguished. What now? Obviously, we're going to rebuild, but the ending obviously is left open, kind of thing. And not much else I can say. I mean, I really liked Channing Tatum because to me, I felt like he was the one that was really bringing the edge. But of course, for some odd reason, I remember the trailer for this, and this made this movie come off more of like an action comedy, which it didn't feel like that. This was more of like a political action thriller set or a terrorist kind of thing. It's essentially Die Hard meets The Rock in DC kind of thing. So in a way, that's what felt more like, not what the trailer did. So I'm like, that goes to the case of the identity crisis when it comes to this movie. So that aside, to me, I feel like this movie's okay. It's an okay movie, but again, it's for all you adrenaline junkies. We just love to see explosions and action and martial arts and all that good stuff. Which there is plenty throughout this movie. But my problem is, I feel like they need to just, at points, they need to realize, okay, slow it down, pace yourself, and give the audience time to digest what exactly is going on. Because again, I got lost because at one point, I was like, wait, hold on, I'm confused. What happened here? I'm it's like I look away for a moment just to get a drink, and I'm like, oh wait, what the fuck just happened, kind of thing. So yeah, those are my only problems with this movie. But overall, it's a fine action thriller. Channing Tatum does a good job. I just wish it could have been. I don't know. I feel like this is kind of like, it set the bar, but I feel like it's definitely a different viewing experience, way different from Olympus Has Fallen. But with all that, it's a fine movie, and it's totally up to you. It's like pick one or the other kind of thing. Of course, I'm going to use that term loosely because I'm going to talk about when the other two movies next week. So, but with all that in mind, I'm going to give White House Down. I'm going to give it. I'm going to give this a solid 7. I want to give it a 7.5, but what I just told you kind of bogs it down. But again, everything else about it is a fine viewing experience. Okay, in my opinion. So that does it for now. That's it for this week. Let me know what you think. Give us a movie to watch. If you want to, watch at your own discretion. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for some more awesome and exciting content.